the Princess of Wales is reclaiming her story, taking 2 minutes and 13 seconds to puncture some pretty wild rumors and shock the world by revealing she's in a fight for her life against cancer. CNN's Max Foster is live tonight in London. Max, what is the latest that we've heard from the palace here?
Well, absolutely nothing. It's been a massive turnaround, I have to say, in sentiment, a real sense of panic, fear yesterday. Hadn't seen Kate for so long, a lot of mystery around that and a lot of questions about how the palace was acting. And then that extraordinary video came out from the princess explaining why she hadn't revealed more detail sooner. And that was because there was a long process of dealing with major surgery, as we now know it was, and then getting the diagnosis, going into the treatment for that. So chemo starting in late February, I've been told. And then really dealing with the kids and how they can, process this and not be at school at the same time. So they broke up from school yesterday. So that was an opportunity for the rest of the world to be informed and Kate and William to really sort of huddle down with the kids. And it's been made very clear by Kate and William that they now really want some privacy, and they're really appealing to the media and the public to get that privacy because she needs to recover. They need to protect the kids. And when you speak to people in London throughout the day, a very different tone today. Not the questions I've been asked endlessly about where is she, much more about I hope she's okay, or how should we act now? People want to talk about it still, but they've stepped back from the debate a lot more, and the conversation online has really calmed down as well. A few questions still about the medical condition. People are genuinely concerned about her. So we're joined by Dr. Tiffany Troso-Sandoval, who is an expert in this area of medicine. Thank you so much for joining us, Doctor. We have been asked to respect the princess's privacy. They're not going to tell us what type of cancer this is, but just take us through, the mindset of a patient in this position and how important privacy is in the recovery process.
No, absolutely. And Max, thank you so much for having me here. And let me just take one moment to express how deeply sorry I am for the princess and her family to have to endure this cancer journey, and that my heart does go out to them. As for her mindset, this is one of the difficult parts of being a young woman, married, children, or any person that's undergoing cancer therapy. There's a lot of overwhelm and fear, especially lack of understanding of what's going on. There's a lot for her to deal with emotionally, not to mention physically.
In terms of what she can say, of course, patient privacy is something everyone deserves, right? Medical privacy. But in terms of we know that she's got chemo, and we would know that she's only at the early stages of that. Just let us know about how she can't actually give too much information about that, because you don't know how she's going to respond to the chemo, and it could go on for a very long time, couldn't it? It could be over relatively soon as well.
Sure. So this is a difficult situation for any doctor to sort of comment on this, because the last thing you want your doctor to do is to speculate at all. We're scientists, we work with facts. That being said, we know what cancers are most common to occur in this manner. And the good thing is that they did mention that the cancer is in early stage. It was found unexpectedly, and that this is preventative, or in other words, adjuvant chemotherapy that should hopefully help prevent the cancer from coming back. So we're most likely looking at a curative situation.
She's only 42. I think that was one of the big shocks here, certainly in the UK. Such a young, vibrant figure being diagnosed with cancer. And I think what's really resonated with a lot of our audience is that could have happened to me, and it was only discovered because she was going in for another procedure. How can people respond to that themselves? How can they be sure that they don't have cancer? I know it sounds like a ridiculous question, but that's what a lot of people are asking today.
No, of course. The other thing to know is that we don't know a lot of the other details. I don't know if there's a family history of cancer in Kate's family. I don't know what other risk factors she may have medically to predispose her to cancer. And I certainly wouldn't want all of our 40-year-old women walking around to think that they're walking time bombs waiting to have cancer, because they're not. It's extremely rare. And most of the time, as long as you know your body, you will notice that there's something abnormal, and you have to bring it to your doctor's attention and make sure that you advocate for yourself, especially if you don't feel that you're getting the answers that you need. I would suspect that they knew something was wrong, obviously, because Kate went for what's called an advanced surgical procedure, and so there was something wrong, and she knew it. And obviously, she didn't expect it to be cancer, but her body told her when there was something wrong, and she sought out the attention she needed.
Yeah, so listen to your
There's
body,
also,
absolutely.
if you don't
Dr.
mind, I could
Tiffany,
add that.
sorry, carry on. Yeah.
No, I was just going to mention that there are many routine screening examinations that are normally recommended for young women. The routine mammogram are usually begun in the 40s, cervical examinations with a pap smear. Colonoscopies have been moving earlier and earlier in a patient's lifetime to screen for early colon cancer as well. So I think it's very important to remember to keep up for regular follow-up with your doctors and for screening.
Okay, Dr. Tiffany Trosso Sandoval, really appreciate your expertise today. Still a big talking point, but Omar, I think the talking point has died down. This huge conversation, one that I've never really seen before over a period of weeks, how it all exploded into these conspiracy theories, has finally calmed down. I think a lot of people are paying tribute actually to the honesty that Kate showed in that video, and I think people, are minded now to give her that privacy to rebuild herself, but also to protect her family.
Yeah, and I think I'm speaking for everyone when it was incredible to see how wild some of these conspiracies got. But of course, a nugget of truth here and at least clarity from the princess. Max, thank you for that interview, and thank you for your reporting throughout all of this.